What up, family? This is your man Jeff. Welcome back to my channel, Food Delivery Guru. All right, guys, so real quick, I'm gonna give you guys an update to the camera. I've taken it to the car wash several times and the camera works like a charm. The camera is waterproof. It is designed to be mounted outside, so if you guys decide to get something like this with a rear view camera, it can be mounted outside. If you mount it inside and you have a good place to put it on the inside, of course it's going to last you a lot longer. But I haven't had any problems with this camera at all, and it is doing excellent for me. Okay, guys. All right, now let's go ahead and get into the question or the topic of this video. So over the last 3 or 4 months, I've gotten several emails kind of asking me about taxes. All right, and I know we're not in tax season, but I finally wanted to decide to make a video to kind of answer some of these questions and kind of talk about me being an independent contractor for DoorDash, Postmates, and Grubhub, because that is all I do, guys. That is how I make my living. How did I fare with my taxes versus me having a full-time job like at Walgreens, where I was for 12 years? Okay, so I will say this: I'm not a tax advisor. Don't ask me about taxes, because I go to a tax professional. Okay, I take mine to a tax professional that has been doing taxes for over 20 plus years. And the reason why is because tax professionals that have been doing taxes that long, they know the right questions to ask. Now, if you want to go to one of these little pop-up tax places like H&R Block and Liberty Tax and whatever else it is that you got in your state, realize this, that a lot of those people that are doing your taxes take crash courses and they are just following a computer. They, in most cases, do not know the right questions to ask to get you your tax breaks, okay, and get you your write-offs, the things that will save you money. They are looking at a computer and reading, and they just keep it going, okay? If you have complicated taxes, get you a tax professional. Now, if you're just a simple W-2 or you got one 1099 and that's just cut and dry, then yeah, you can use one of them or just go online and do it the simple way. But if you got any complicity to your taxes, you need to have a tax professional, okay? Now, the other thing that my tax guy tells me is that you want to wait to the very end of February or first part of March before you actually do your taxes. I don't know how true this is, but he's been doing taxes for over 20 plus years, and he says the reason why you want to wait is to make sure that all of the upgrades or updates for the tax software have been given or downloaded, okay? So that would make sense, okay? If the IRS, hasn't sent down all of the updates for all the software, or whoever's sending them down, it would make sense that you would want to kind of wait to make sure. You could be losing out on some tax deductions if you do your taxes early, because I know a lot of people need the money. But if it's complicated, you might want to wait. It might save you a little bit of money by waiting for the software to be updated. That's coming from a tax guy. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get into my taxes for 2019. So for 2019, I had DoorDash, Postmates, and Grubhub, all 1099. I did have some 1099s for some 401k money that I took out from my Walgreens 401k, and I did have a couple of lawsuits that were over the $599 thing, so I had to actually pay the taxes and stuff on that as well. But let's go ahead and get into my taxes right now versus my Walgreens tax. All right, so my combined income with DoorDash, Grubhub, and Postmates came up to close to $42,000. All 1099s. I did have some 401k money that I took out from Walgreens, as well as a couple of lawsuits. So that total came to close to $48,000 for my 2019 taxes, guys. Now, with my deductions, my mileage and phone, and how I claim as far as head of household and things like that, after everything was said and done, okay, I was getting back from my federal taxes $457. Okay, I did end up having to pay state $234. So if you actually want to look at it, I made like 200 and, or I didn't make, but I saved like 200 and something dollars. Okay. Now, what does that mean? That means that whole $48,000 that I had for income for 2019, the fact that I was an independent contractor and able to take the deductions that I was able to take, okay, being an independent contractor, that means I put pretty much that whole $48,000 that I made in my pocket. Okay, now you want to say, let's look at my Walgreens hourly or salary, however you want to look at it. Now I'm going to use 2017 because my 2017 didn't really have a lot of DoorDash on it because I started DoorDash at the end of 2017. But regardless of the fact, I made close to $60,000 at Walgreens as an assistant store manager. Okay, now out of that $60,000, I was paying $8,000 to $10,000 in federal taxes. Okay, on top of the $1,500 to $2,000 I was paying in state taxes, not to mention Social Security, FICA, and all the CSDs and what all them little boxes on your W-2. Yeah, I was paying all that too. Okay, so when it was all said and done, after my taxes got completed, I never got back anything from state, and normally I would get about $2,500 back from federal. Now, let me explain something to you. I was putting in an extra $50 every paycheck, okay, for out of my Walgreens paycheck. This was extra on top of what they was taking just to get that $2,500, which is ridiculous. Okay, so when it was all said and done, that $60,000 ended up being pretty much the same amount that I make right now. Okay, now the drawback with working for a corporation or company, yes, you probably can get a 401k, because I did mention that I took money out of my Walgreens 401k. You will get possible sick time. You will possibly get vacation. Most companies offer that stuff. They offer the dental and medical and vision. Most companies do offer that stuff, okay? Before I started doing this full time, I looked at the medical. As far as for me being a single individual, I would have been paying I'm paying about the same thing for medical and dental and vision than I would be at Walgreens. Okay, now unfortunately I am saving a little bit of money right now, and that is going to change starting the new year 2021. But I was on my wife's insurance because she was able to put me on for free, so I didn't have that expense, but I will for 2021, so I'll have to budget a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to have to get me some medical and dental and things like that. Now 401k, not really concerned about 401k, whether it's a company or not, because there's tons of companies that you can invest in, and you can build your nest egg the way you want. Doesn't necessarily have to be through a company. Some companies suck when it comes to their 401ks. You are better off putting your money some other place to earn better returns and better interest on your money. Just saying. Okay, now the last thing is obviously sick time and vacation. As an independent contractor, you don't have that option. Okay, we have the option of working when we want, not when the boss tells us to. But in order to have that option, we have to give up the sick time or vacation, the paid vacation that a lot of these companies offer. So with us, if we get sick, we don't get paid. If we want to go on vacation, we don't get paid. So we just have to work a little harder and make, maybe work, if you're going to be going on vacation, you got to work maybe an extra day every week until you can save up to go on that vacation. Okay, that's just how it works. Now for me, being an independent contractor, whether it's through DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub, whatever, me working for myself, I'm not ever going back to being an employee. Never, ever, 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 ever. I will continue to do this. There is too many ways to be an independent contractor and get your hustle on, okay, and make a living to feed your family. Most of you guys that follow my channel I make over $4,000 a month on average. Okay, if you do 4,000, you know, times 12, you'll see, you know, that comes close to pretty much of what I made with DoorDash. Okay, so anyway, I hope that helped. I hope that answered some of you guys' questions as far as taxes, or my taxes per se. For those that wanted to know how well I fared, I think I fared very, very well. You guys let me know in the comments. Let me know how y'all fared with y'all taxes for 2019. I expect 2020 to be a little bit better. On top of that, especially for this year, I don't know how many of you guys took advantage of the grant money. So yes, I got my $1,000, got the stimulus just like all of you guys did. But you know, it is what it is. So I'm off the taxes. I got one more thing for you guys. And since I'm talking about Walgreens and where I used to work, DoorDash has its shop and deliver. Okay, now I talked about this in another video, but I forgot to mention this. This might not be important to you, but I know it would be important to you if you went shopping and you was buying groceries. A lot of us tend to look at dates when we are going shopping, okay? It should be no different if you're going to CVS or Walgreens or wherever you gotta go to go pick up items for a customer. You guys should be at least being considerate and checking the expiration dates for the customers we are shopping by. Y'all might say that's going above and beyond, but that's just how I like to roll. And I just thought I'd just bring that to you guys, because I worked for Walgreens for 12 years, and I know doggone well that we don't get through all the products in that store the way we should. With that being said, y'all drive safe out there, make that money. Peace out.